Hello my viewers and welcome to a shocking expose of the dark underbelly of law enforcement. The case of Sean Grayson, the cop who brutally unalived Sonia Massey, has uncovered a web of disturbing secrets and systemic failures. From his dishonorable discharge from the army to his rapid hiring and firing from 6 different police departments, Grayson's history is a red flag ridden nightmare. But that's not all. New evidence has emerged revealing Grayson's alleged ties to palm-color supremacist groups, symbolized by the ominous Totenkopf tattoos on his arm. It's a chilling reminder of the toxic ideologies that have infiltrated the law enforcement agencies. So join me as we take a look into the alarming truth about Sean Grayson and the system that enabled him. We will examine the glaring warning signs that were ignored and loopholes that allowed him to hop from department to department, and the sinister forces that may have driven him to commit such a heinous crime. This is not just a case of a bad apple. It's a symptom of a rotten system that prioritizes power over people and perpetuates a culture of violence and oppression. So with that said, let's shine a light on the darkness and demand justice for Sonia Massey and all the victims of police brutality. Check out these videos. I will be right back.
Okay, so one of the really odd and quite honestly dangerous things that's come out of the Sonia Massey case in the last day has been this repeated theory, if you will, that Sean Grayson, the monster that unalived that woman, was possessed by a demon. Let's chat about it, because he wasn't, okay? That is just the level of awful that our police jurisdictions are not even just recruiting, but actively seeking out in this country. So me and Shawnee Boy are the same age. Right, he's 30, I'm about to turn 29. So I want to take you guys through just the last 6 years of this man's adult life. Now, this is not commentary on our armed forces. However, after high school, Sean decided to join the army. That group that famously will kind of just take the... Now, his first set of offenses are in 2015 and 2016, where he got not 1 but 2 DUIs. In the year of our Lord Uber, grow up. Sean was dishonorably discharged for serious misconduct. And one thing you should know about our military is they hate prosecuting one another. They hate it. Those will keep everything in the family, right? This level of dishonorable discharge means that a crime was committed. A crime was committed. And usually it means a crime that would have normally been punishable by jail time. So naturally, in 2020, he decided to become a police officer. Since 2020, in the last 4 years, he has worked at 6 different law enforcement agencies. I did not know that they had travel nurse agencies for cops. That is so weird. 6. And again, much like the military, we know how law enforcement agencies love a good rewrite, right? So technically, a lot of these jobs he resigned from. But where have we seen that before? I actually don't know. Have there been police officers and people in law enforcement who were forced to resign instead of being fired? I don't know. Can someone let me know? 6. And at every single chance, one of those law enforcement agencies could have said, you know what? You kind of sound like a loser, and not given him a badge and a gun. The system is not broken. The system is working exactly as it was intended. These are the types of people that police organizations, law enforcement agencies are actively seeking out. Okay? This is not a bad apple. This is who they are. How the you reform that? If you have any ideas, be my guest. Because I don't.
New update on the Sonia Massey situation, and this is getting deep, y'all. So apparently in his mug shots, they were going around X, and people started to go in the comments and say, wait a minute, that tattoo on his forearm looks real familiar. Now, I got to digging to see what it actually was, and guess what I found? So these are the tattoos right here. Now, to the normal average person, this might just look like skulls and, oh, it's a nice tattoo or whatever. But guess what? These are Totenkopf tattoos that are apparently equivalent to basically a badge of honor in a racial supremacist group. Child, we ain't through yet neither. So apparently the sources that I got down there in Springfield say that the police have been covering up mad stuff that he been doing throughout the past couple of years. Okay, so this is an ongoing thing. And I heard he was dishonorably discharged from the army. So that wasn't a red flag from the beginning before he even started being in the police station. This is what I'm talking about, man. It's only certain criteria for certain races and ethnicities. That's a shame. Y'all should have been stopped this. Now I got to dig it even more, and apparently he was having problems on this exact force before this even happened. This is a woman apparently from Sangamon County who had problems with Sean Grayson before this situation even happened. And I blocked out her name because I didn't want to put her on this, and I didn't want this to tie back to her. But this says, Officer Sean Grayson, wow, you have been a dirty cop since you were sworn in, harassing multiple people, including myself, for years. Hell, you just pulled me over a couple months back and illegally searched me. Always a racist, always a coward, and always using the badge to bully somebody. You were let go from multiple agencies, and how you got hired on the Sangamon County, nobody knows. Now you have the blood of an innocent woman on your hands. Maybe true justice will be served. People think because you wear a badge, you're a good person. That is untrue. I hope you get all that you deserve. And if you notice how the police looked when he came out of the house, all of them were uncomfortable with what he was saying. I'm not going to lie and act like they were all just on the same team. All of them looked uncomfortable, and they were not talking to him. They weren't reacting to nothing he was saying or anything. If you go back and look at the videos, you can see this. We're going to see where the rest of this takes us. I'm still doing homework, and it's a lot of stuff that came up that I don't know if it's true, as far as his cousins, as far as Sonia Macy being related to the young man with what happened to him. I'm not going to put that out there. I don't think that they're related, but that's another situation within itself. I'll let y'all know what I find. I'm just a messenger.
This morning at approximately 7:30 a.m., we had a young man by the name of Weiss Ali Mohammed. He's born in 2019.
Just an FYI, that young man was a 4-year-old baby boy from Somalia. That young man that they called young man, then said born in 2019, was a 4-year-old toddler. Just like they said Hind was a young woman, but she was a 6-year-old toddler. Just like when little black girls tell their family members or a trusted adult about being really abused, they get called fast because they're not seen as little kids. They're seen as young women. In what world is a 4-year-old a young man? In what world is a 6-year-old a young woman? Those are toddlers we're talking about. 4 years of life, 6 years of life, and they're already given the names man, and young woman. But every time you hear a white child go missing, or a so-called Israeli getting kidnapped and they're prisoners of war, they're called little girl, little boy, toddler, infant, innocent child. But a black, brown, or indigenous is a young man, young woman. He was a 4-year-old Somali baby. And that police officer had the audacity to say, young man. Then in the same breath say, born in 2019. Disgusted.
Now, the disturbing revelations about Sean Grayson's past and alleged ties to Pamkala supremacist groups are a stark reminder of the toxic culture that pervades some law enforcement agencies. The fact that Grayson was able to slide through the cracks despite a history of misconduct and a dishonorable discharge is a damning indictment of the system. It's not just a matter of Grayson being a bad apple. It's a symptom of a broader problem that allows narcissist and violent individuals to infiltrate and rise through the ranks of law enforcement. The Totenkopf tattoos on Grayson's arm are a chilling symbol of the palm color supremacist ideologies that have taken root in some police departments. The fact that Grayson was able to work at 6 different law enforcement agencies in just 4 years, despite his troubled past, suggests a systemic failure to properly vet and hold officers accountable. It's a culture of complicity and cover-ups that prioritizes protecting officers over protecting the public. The Sonia Massey case is a heartbreaking reminder of the devastating consequences of this toxic culture. Now, when you take a look at that video, you will see that Grayson has a prominent tattoo on his right arm featuring at least 2 scars among other designs. Now, the recent body cam footage released the deputy officer Grayson having inked both of his arms. He has large skull tattoos on his right arm which symbolize ideals of the afterlife rebellion or a celebration of life. Moreover, Grayson has a nose compass tattoo on his left arm which symbolizes navigating life's journey. Now, some Twitter users have alleged that his tattoos are associated with palm color supremacy. Similarly, it appears that Grayson prefers to conceal himself behind cryptic symbols and phrases. A Twitter user expressed confusion about Sean Grayson. Nothing. He is reportedly known for aggressiveness towards people of color and visible palm color supremacy tattoos on his arm. They questioned how he managed to become a county deputy despite being let go by multiple incidents in the past. Now, just like we have heard from the lady in the first video, she has shed light on a disturbing reality that has been hiding in plain sight. Her assertion that the system is working exactly as it was intended is a stark truth that is backed up by the facts. Grayson's rapid hiring and firing from 6 different law enforcement agencies in just 4 years is a clear indication of a broken system that prioritizes expediency over accountability. The fact that he was able to secure employment with multiple agencies despite a history of misconduct and a dishonorable discharge from the army is a damning indictment of the lack of proper vetting and oversight. Moreover, the revelation of Grayson's alleged ties to palm color supremacist groups, symbolized by the Totenkopf tattoos on his arm, is a chilling reminder of the toxic ideologies that have infiltrated some law enforcement agencies. This is not an isolated incident, but rather a symptom of a broader problem that has been documented in numerous studies and reports. The First Lady's commentary has also highlighted the need for systemic reform and accountability in law enforcement. It's not just about bad apples or individual officers, but about a culture that perpetuates violence, racism, and oppression. The fact that Grayson was able to rise through the ranks despite his troubled past is a clear indication of a system that values loyalty and silence over justice and accountability. And as a sister has so eloquently put it, this system is not broken. It's working exactly as it was intended. Now, the brother's observation about Sean Grayson's tattoos is a crucial aspect of the larger conversation about the Sonia Massey case. Now, note that he's not the only one talking about this. While some may dismiss the significance of Grayson's Totenkopf tattoos, the brother's insight highlights the importance of understanding the symbolism and ideology behind these markings. The Totenkopf tattoos is a well-documented symbol of palm color supremacist and neo-Nazi groups. Its presence on Grayson's arm suggests a level of ideological commitment that cannot be ignored. To downplay or dismiss the significance of this tattoo is to ignore the broader context of systemic racism and oppression that enabled Grayson's actions. The brother's comment also underscores the need for a more nuanced understanding of the ways in which palm color supremacy manifests in our society. It's not just about overt acts of violence or hatred, but also about the subtle ways in which ideology is expressed through symbolism and culture. Now, while some may argue that Grayson's tattoos are simply a form of personal expression, the brother's observation reminds us that these markings are part of a larger language of hate and oppression. To ignore this context is to ignore the very real harm that Grayson's actions have caused. I don't know what you guys think, but share your thoughts as well in the comment section. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.